Hello. Welcome, everybody. I am so excited. I am so excited that we're here today. Welcome to the Simpler Business Soire. It feels funny saying that actually because it's first thing in the morning here. It's just gone 7 a.m. Sydney time. And I know that wherever you are, all around the world, you're in different time zones. And that's why we're recording today, because I know some of you won't be able to pop in live. Some of you might be popping in and out again. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, I just wanted to make sure that we record today so that you can watch it at a time and a place that suits you. Today is such a fun day because this is kind of that in-between time between Christmas and New Year of 2022. And I know that for me, traditionally, this week between Christmas and New Year, is it even a week? 20? Anyway, we get that feeling of, what day is it? What's our purpose in life? What am I meant to be doing? Am I meant to be somewhere? Am I not meant to be anywhere? We kind of have this little bit of lost wandering around that we do because we're in that downtime between Christmas and New Year. And I thought, you know what? This is actually the perfect time for us to take a little moment and celebrate the year that we've had, because I know a lot of you have had amazing accomplishments this year. And I know a lot of you are just starting to jump into your business journey and you're full of excitement. You're brimming with excitement for the year ahead. And whichever one of those you are, this is a really good time to celebrate that. So yeah, let's make the most of these days, these in-between days, these beautiful, slow, relaxing days, these days of I'm going to use them to define who I'm going to be for the next year and what I'm going to do for the next year. Let's make the most of that time and do something fun together. So yes, okay, the first thing I want to do is ask you what you're most proud of achieving this year. So, you can do this off the top of your head. You can do it with a pen and paper if you want to, but just take a minute and think to yourself, okay, what am I most proud of achieving this year? Now, I know for some of you, you're going to jump straight into a money goal, and others will kind of lean towards the freedom side of things. If your business is brand new, it might be just that you got it up and running and that's your achievement for the year. And that's so exciting. That's so exciting. I remember when I left corporate, and I left corporate actually not just to start a business, but I left corporate to spend more time with my kids at home. They were young back then. They were just toddlers. And we just were completely out of balance as a family. And I was really sad every day about the fact that I had to go to work and I wasn't seeing the kids much. And then it was one of those workplaces where things just got a bit rocky at the end. And I remember knowing that the right decision was not to stay on there. But then, can you hear my cat in the background? Bob's here. But then being at home and not doing anything didn't really work either, because you've got your loss of income, but there's also a loss of purpose when you first have children, and a loss of identity when you're first becoming a parent. People see the kid more than they actually see you. And so if your life revolves around just being at home, you really do lose that sense of purpose. So that's kind of what drove me to start my own business. It was, I was at home with the kids. This is beautifully organized, my first business. I was at home with the kids and I wanted to bring in some extra money. And I also was struggling with the day-to-day life of just being a toddler parent, because it's full on. There's a lot to do. And then you're basically hitting reset every morning and starting and doing the same thing over and over again, but never quite feeling like you've got anything done. And that's how Beautifully Organized was born. I started blogging about my journey at becoming more organized as a parent. And then I started taking on organizing clients. And that was really cool, but I burnt out super fast with that within months, because it's just like I'd taken a job outside the home again. I was trying to do the kid and work juggle. It was physically exhausting to go and help people organize their homes. And it was super ironic because I would go and organize other people's homes, and then I would come back to my house exhausted and my house would be a mess and I'd be too tired to play with my kids. So that didn't work. And I remember thinking, there's got to be an easier way. And if I can hack my household or hack home tricks for people, then surely I can hack running a business and make that simpler as well. And that's how all of the Simpler Business stuff was really born. It was a few years before it became a business, the Simple Business stuff. But I implemented a bunch of time-saving, effort-saving hacks into Beautifully Organized, and that then started to thrive as a passive business online and made a really big difference. So long story short, the year I decided to jump into entrepreneurship and jump into having my own business, I didn't realize how much of a game changer that would be. So if you're starting your business, or if you have started your business this year and you're just at the very beginning of it, this is a really good time to be excited. This is the time where you should open up your notes app on your phone or your computer, or grab a pen and paper or your journal and start just brain dumping all of the things that you have accomplished starting your business this year. And I think you'll be amazed at the amount of things you've done. It might be your social media profiles. It might be creating your first offer. It might be making your first sales page and hitting publish and actually feeling like, oh my goodness, somebody's going to see it now. It might be the first conversation that you had with friends and family about your little business, because I know that can be a big milestone in our lives. It might be dealing with your first, hiccup. It might be a tech problem or a refund request or a nasty comment online. Those are achievements too. Seeing those is really evidence that you are more visible now. More people are seeing your message. More people are seeing what you can do to help them. But of course, we're going to run into people who aren't always 100% happy with how we do what we do. And that's fine. People are different. No problem. So maybe one of your achievements was overcoming a hiccup or handling a hiccup this year. You might not have a brand new business. Maybe you've been in business for years. Maybe you're in years 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 or 5+ of your business. And maybe your achievement is about your scaling or your income. Maybe you've hit 6 figures this year. Maybe you've hit 7. Maybe you've just replaced your old corporate income. Maybe you've made enough on the side to pay for luxury goods or a holiday or do something with your family. Maybe you've made enough so that both of the partners in your relationship don't have to go to work every day or don't have to go to the office and can run their own business and do their own thing. There's so many different ways that we can celebrate this year. So let's pick one now and take a little time to think about what you've done and where that's got you, and really be excited about that, really celebrate that. I think one of the biggest things for me this year was really upping the deliverability that I give to my community online. It's funny because one of the things we talk about as business owners is consistency in showing up, consistency in staying in touch with the people who follow you, who subscribe to you, and consistency in making offers. And consistency was a really big topic that I talked about this year because it was a really big focus for me. I struggled with consistency for years, and that was because I had this sort of feeling of, well, who am I to be talking about this stuff? I'm not the biggest person in the industry. I'm not the most successful person in the industry. Why would people want to hear from me when they could hear from the big gurus, right? And then I realized that it's not really what we're here for. We're here to connect. We're here to share our own stories. We're here to inspire ourselves just as much as try and inspire somebody else. So there's nothing wrong with me just documenting what I'm doing as opposed to only giving advice and wondering, am I good enough to give that advice? I think it's more about sharing our story. It's more about saying, here's what we're doing right now, and here's how it makes us feel, and here are the interesting things that are happening, and maybe even the not so interesting things that are happening on our journey. I think as soon as we let go of that need for perfection, everything gets better, everything gets bigger, everything gets more momentum, and it's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, what are you celebrating? Oh, I just knocked my camera. So what are you celebrating? Are you celebrating starting your business? Are you celebrating an income achievement? Are you celebrating a visibility goal? Are you celebrating taking time off for the first time? I was lucky enough to take a 2-week cruise this year and was very supported by my family to do so, which quite a lot of people have been surprised about. They're like, oh, you just escaped for 2 weeks and left everybody back home. They didn't really see it like that. They saw it as 2 weeks where they got to do their own thing and not worry about Marissa's way of running the household. They got to chill out. They got to know that I was taking a well-deserved break and enjoying myself. And if I'm happy, other people are happy too. And if they're happy, I'm happy. And we all got to miss each other and be excited to see each other when I got back. So that was a really cool thing as well. And I got to go on a beautiful cruise to New Zealand and do 4 Abraham Hicks workshops on the cruise. And that, can I just say, that alone, amazing. This is the year for me that I've kind of realized that I don't have to hide my love for self-development, abundance, manifesting, all of that really cool law of attraction stuff. I've always loved it, and I've always felt weird talking about it because it's kind of woo-woo and everybody's like, oh, you don't want to seem like you're off with the fairies. But I've realized this year that quite a lot of us are talking about it, and it's totally fine. It hasn't affected us negatively at all. In fact, the fact that we embrace it and share the fact that we love it has been a great way to connect with other creators and other business owners. Oh, and speaking of, this is a book that I got for Christmas. Super Attractor. I've only just jumped in. I love Gabby's work, and this book so far, I'm 2 chapters in and I'm loving it. I'll let you know in more detail on Instagram what that is like. But yeah, so I'm excited that this year I jumped a little bit further into my manifesting journey and living more of an abundant life. And even then I feel nervous saying that out loud. I'm like, oh, people are going to go, that's a little bit off with the fairies. But I don't know. I've had so many positive experiences as a result that I can't not share that with you. So yeah, you'll see that more in my content coming forward as well. All right. So we've taken a moment now to think about what we're most proud of achieving this year. And now what I want you to do is really think about, how am I going to celebrate that? What are you going to do? Because taking note of it, just writing down that you've done it, that's not the celebration. We need to have a little bit more fun. So what are you going to do to truly celebrate your own accomplishments this year? Are you going to take yourself out to a beautiful dinner, a fine dining experience, or a waterfront restaurant and just take a couple of hours to really sit in that celebratory mood? Are you going to take a morning off and maybe go and get yourself, some sort of facial or massage or treatment to really celebrate who you are as well as what you've done? Are you going to go out with friends and maybe have drinks together and celebrate the year that you've had that way? Or are you going to stay home and do something really, really luxurious, like maybe run yourself a gorgeous bath with lots of candlelight and a good book that you've been looking forward to reading, and really just take a day off to do things that feel absolutely amazing, and you're going to celebrate that way? One of the ways I like to celebrate is to spend the afternoon out in our backyard up by the pool, where I kind of feel like I've gone on a holiday, and that's my relaxing chill time where I can reflect on the day or the week or the year. So however you celebrate, what I'd love you to do right now is look at your calendar and pick a day, choose some time to actually book in something fun for you to do that celebrates who you are and what you've done this year. Let's take a minute to do that. I suggest you book in an entire day, but I understand that can be a jump for some of us. So if you'd like to just book in a couple of hours or just book out half the day, that's fine too. I'm having my coffee this morning because it's so early here, but I love to get a head start on the day. I'm not a morning person at all. I'm more of a mid-morning person. That's when I normally have most of my energy. But I do love getting big things done first thing in the morning because then I can chill out after that. So that's why we're meeting so early for me. So have you written it down? Have you locked in your day? Okay, if you've chosen your day and you've put it in your calendar or at least written down when you're going to do it, now I want you to write down the next step you're going to do to make sure you do that celebratory action. So what restaurant do you want to go to? Which salon do you want to go to? Which movie theater, if you're going to the movies, which is something I love to do all the time. Are you staying at a hotel for a night to live it up and celebrate your amazing life this year? Write down the name of the hotel. Make it real. And then when we're off this call, you'll be calling to book in. Actually making it happen. Wonderful. Okay, so we've talked about what we're most proud of achieving this year. We've talked about what we're going to do to celebrate that. Now it's time to think about our visions and goals for 2023. So what will we be doing? What will we experience in the year ahead? What fun will we have? How are we going to help people? What will we get paid to do that? It's a fresh start to the new year, and this is the time of year where anything feels possible. So what's your goal? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What do you want to have? Let's take a moment to write that down. I'm going to do mine on my notes app because I just realized I don't have a pen with me. So just at the top of your page or the top of your screen, my vision and goals for 2023. Now you can do this however you like. This can be a brain dump or you can do it more organized. I like to have life goals, business goals. That's about as much as I do to separate them. You can also do health and wellness if you want to, or relationship. I tend to get into overwhelm when I go into too many categories. So I'm going to stick to the two. And of course, we all have a figure amount for our business goals. It might be 5 figures a month. It might be 6 figures for the year. It might be 7. It might be more. There's no number that's too small and there's no number that's too big. What I'd like to see is for you to think of a figure that you're comfortable with and then just add a little bit more to it. You don't have to double it, but you can. Just add a little bit more to it. So if you're going for 100,000 this year, why not jot down 120? We're going to think about all of the things that make this figure real in your life as well. So account for the tax that you're going to pay and then make sure you're still getting the amount that you want to take home. That's the secret when it comes to numbers and goals, I think, is to get really, really comfortable with them. So if your goal is 100,000, for example, but you haven't taken into account the amount of tax you'll pay on that, then you think, oh, well, when I take that tax off, I'm earning this amount, which is not the amount that I want. I want the 100K. So now I won't reach that goal. So let's take some time today. You don't have to do it right now if you don't want to. You can do it after the call. But you want to look up, for example, the tax rate on earning that money. And then think to yourself, okay, what would I need to earn instead so that when I paid the tax, I still made the 100K? And then we'll go for it that way. Keep it easy. There are tax calculators online for that. You don't have to do it manually all by yourself. Okay, so we've got our money goal. What about our business goal? How visible would you like to be? Who would you like to work with? What kind of offers would you like to put out there? Possibly something new? If not, maybe you'd like to fine-tune an existing offer. Maybe you'd like to take something that you already have and tweak it so that it's easier for you to deliver it, or so that it generates more revenue than it currently does. Maybe we need to look at your pricing. Maybe we need to add a VIP option to an offer so that something that's already existing and working well doesn't need changing, but maybe there's a more personal, more premium experience that you can offer that works in alignment with that for the people who want more of a personal touch and are happy to pay for it. So we've got our income goal, we've got our visibility goal, we've got who you want to work with, we've got what you want to make and how you want to deliver it. How about how often do you want to show up online for your community? How often do you want to show up on social media? How often do you want to connect with people via email? How often do you want to release a podcast episode or a YouTube video or an article or a blog post? Okay, what about life goals? Would you like to bring a little more luxury into your day-to-day life? Would you like to outsource some of your life admin tasks like cooking or cleaning? Would you like some very beautiful, flashy technology to support you going about your day-to-day life? Does your phone need an upgrade? Mine certainly does. That's on my list this year, is upgrading my phone. Does your phone case need an upgrade? Are you tired of using a $2 phone case? Would you like a nicer one? How's your computer running? Could you get more done or achieve more or work more in flow if you had a laptop or a desktop or a computer that works really, really well? You don't have to buy brand new if you don't want to. You might just want to get a really nice refurbished one. You might want to get your existing one looked at to make sure it's still optimal. It's not about spending the money. It's about looking at what you have and going, does this feel good to use it? And if not, how can I make it feel better? What about goals for your routines in your personal life? Do you have a morning routine that you'd like to do? Or an evening routine that you're looking forward to implementing? Things that make you feel good. If you have a health and wellness goal, let's think about what that could look like. How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? How often do you want to get outside in nature? How often would you like to go and do a workout that makes you feel good? That is definitely not my zone of genius. Not something I've accomplished yet. I'm more of a take a walk outside girl if I'm going to do anything. I'm more of an incidental movement person. Park further away than you need to. Get off the train or the bus one stop earlier. Take the stairs instead of the escalator. That's more my style. And I think it's important that we align to our own style. So think about what yours is. What meals will you be enjoying? Will you be taking one night a week off cooking or more? Will you be going out somewhere that you really enjoy eating dinner at on a regular basis? Do you want to have slow mornings when you wake up? Will you have breakfast in bed every day? How can you make the school run feel better and be more enjoyable? There are lots of different ways that you can look at goals for the year ahead in your business and your life. And some of them will be small things that are really doable. And those small things, once you get them done and you accomplish them and you feel better as a result, they will start to snowball. They will start to build momentum. And then it will be easier to accomplish the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. So remember, you're not writing down right now how you're going to achieve all of those. You're just writing down the things that you'd like to accomplish this year. And then when we're done with the call and you have some time later, you're going to look over what you've written down and really just look into the ones that kind of stand out to you. the ones that you're most looking forward to achieving. And they're the ones we're going to start with. Wonderful. Okay, let's talk about ways to manifest those goals. Really easy ways, because we're all about the easy way of doing things here. Whatever your goal is, one of your goals, a bunch of your goals, all of your goals, whatever they are, there's a way to visually represent them, especially seeing we have Pinterest, for example. It's a really, really easy way to start manifesting your goals. I'd like you to open up your Pinterest at some point today. It can be on your phone, it can be on your computer. Search for images that match your goals. Not match, that wasn't the right word. Search for images that when you look at them, they make you feel like they're aligned with your goals. So yeah, it might be a beautiful view. It might be a luxury handbag. It might be a good cup of coffee. It might be a bubble bath. It might be lots and lots of money. It might be a new computer. It might be a happy family. Whatever it is, you can search off Pinterest as well. You can search anywhere on the web. But what we're going to do is create a secret Pinterest board. And we're going to pin those images to that secret vision, that secret Pinterest vision board. We're going to call it Visions for 2023. And you're going to pin those images to it so that you can see at a glance what your lifestyle this year will be like. Your personal life, your business life, your money goals, your well-being, your relationships, your physical items that you'd like to possess. All of those things, the beautiful meals that you want to eat, the luxury holidays that you might want to go on, or the nature that you want to spend time in, whatever that is. We're going to pin images of that today to a secret Pinterest board called Visions for 2023, so that you can look at all of those at a glance. And then to make that manifestation even more powerful, we're going to do one tiny action. So the key to manifesting something that you love is to feel good when you're thinking about it. And in order to feel good when you're thinking about it, what we'd like to do is make sure you actually do think about it on a regular basis, because we can get caught up with everyday life, can't we? We can get caught up with reacting to things. Sorry. We can get caught up with reacting to things that happen in our day. And we can get caught up in the little hurdles that pop up, or sometimes we're just working so hard that the day flies by and we haven't had a chance to think about the things that we do want to manifest. So we're going to give ourselves a nice, easy reminder to think and feel good about the goals that we want to achieve. So when you've got your Pinterest board all done, you're going to open it up on your phone. You're going to take a screenshot of your board, and then you're going to save that board to your phone as a wallpaper. Now, I know a lot of us have done this with affirmations before, and that works really, really well. The only problem I have with affirmations on my phone is after a while, I don't even see it anymore when I open up my phone. So this way is lots of visuals, not just one sentence. Right? So you're going to screenshot your Pinterest board, save it as a wallpaper to your phone. And then every time you pick up your phone, you're going to see those things. You're going to see that imagery representation of the goals that you will be achieving this year. And that's why we go for feel good pictures. These are the things that you can have, that you can be, that you can do this year. The things that you're looking forward to achieving, that you're looking forward to experiencing, that you're thinking, won't that be nice when I do that? That's how we get there. Okay. So it's a nice, easy way to manifest. The next way we're going to manifest what we want to achieve this year is we're going to take a little time every day and we're going to journal it out. Don't pause at this point. I know not everybody's into journaling. We're not doing pages and pages. We're not. You're just grabbing one notebook for the year, and all you're going to do is write down what a wonderful day you're going to have that day, or a description of what it's going to feel like to do the thing that you want to do. You can do one paragraph, you can do 2 lines, you can do half a page, you can do a full page, whatever you want is fine. But all you're going to do is basically brain dump what it feels like to achieve the thing that you've achieved, to do the thing that you want to do, to experience the thing that you want to experience. And you're just going to jot down how good it feels. That's it. You don't have to write down how you get there. You can use gratitude if you want to. Gratitude is a very powerful thing, but you don't have to. You don't have to write, I'm so grateful, if that doesn't feel like you. You just get to write down all the things you love about your life, all of the things that you are enjoying experiencing. And those are the things that you have here. Just a little bit each day, each morning, each evening, whatever time of day suits you. I like to do this kind of journaling from bed because it's usually the start or the end of my day, and that's when I'm feeling the most relaxed. And how we feel makes things more effective. Wonderful. Okay, final thing we're going to talk about before we move on with our day. Final part of our success plan for 2023 is, how are we going to make things easier? Because achieving our goals, we're not looking for it to be a hard slog. We're not looking to push aside every other thing that makes us happy in order to get there and get this goal. We're not going to take time away from the things we love. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of abundance. There's plenty of opportunity. There are plenty of ways to achieve what you want to achieve without sacrificing anything. So, how are we going to make things easier this year? A nice, easy way to start this is to look at what's happening in your, let's go business. Look at what's happening in your business right now. Think about the foundations of your business and the day-to-day running of your business and what you're actually doing. And now I want you to zero in on anything that feels a little bit frustrating. What's something that makes you a little bit cranky when you're working? What's something you're not particularly enjoying doing, but you feel like you have to do it? And now I want you to switch your way of thinking and think, how can I make this easier? We have lots of examples of this that we're going to share. So imagine if your thing that's frustrating you is, I don't like booking appointments. Maybe it's, maybe we're podcasting and you're booking in guests for your podcast, which is a great way to grow it this year. So we're definitely going to do that. But maybe trying to find a date and time to do that interview is really annoying because you're going back and forth over email 6, 7, 8 times to try and lock in a date and time with your guest. And by the time you even get to their interview, you felt like you've had to work way too hard to even get there, and you haven't even done the interview yet. How can we make that easier? We could use an automated booking system. I like Book Like a Boss. There's a link on my website if you want to go and have a look at them. There are plenty of other ones. Is it Acuity? Calendly? Lots of things out there where you can have your potential guest book their date and time. Easy. So you put your availability in your calendar, you sync it with your Google Workspace, Google Drive, Google Calendar. They talk to each other. So if you have a doctor's appointment, you put that in, it blocks out the space on your business calendar so that they can't book in that date and time. They can book one that suits them, that's available for you. And then done, no more back and forth. Maybe the thing that's frustrating you in your business is sales. Maybe you're doing sales calls and they're not working, you're just stumbling through them, and you're finding that you're giving advice and coaching on your sales calls instead of actually selling. What we're going to do then is think, how do we make that easier? Well, we could create an outline or a template to follow, just like we do in corporate. Maybe a couple of scripting notes. Maybe we'll write down a big brainstorm of questions you can ask on your sales calls with your potential customers that are questions that encourage them to give you more information on what they need, but that don't encourage you to start coaching on that call. If you'd like a series of questions that you can ask in a sales call, let me know and I'll send you my list. It's very easy, very easy. Maybe you can remind yourself that sales calls are not so much about you hard selling somebody on the thing that you want them to buy, but more about discovering whether or not they're a fit and that your thing will actually help them. And the best way to do that is just with questions and then sitting back, no pressure, sitting back, nice and relaxed, and realizing that their answer is going to give you everything you need. And that for people who are looking for a solution, often just getting their problem off their chest and that knowing that there is a way forward is all they need. So you'll get on the call, you'll have a template or an outline to follow, you'll have questions that you can ask. And if you get a feeling that you can help this person, you say, yes, I can help you. We can do that in this program. We can do that with 3 months of coaching. We can do that with a weekly meeting. When would you like to start? Nice and easy. Maybe you hate doing sales calls and that's what frustrates you. So we can sell in DMs instead. We can sell via email instead. We can set up our websites to sell for us instead. And you don't have to do sales calls. So maybe that's something that you'll be doing this year. Maybe you find content creation very difficult. So we need to find you an easier way to show up online every day, every week. So let's have a look at what feels good to you. Do you like writing? Do you like talking? Are you comfortable on camera? If you hate writing and you love talking, you shouldn't be writing a blog post every week. You should be doing a podcast episode and sending that off to get transcribed, and that becomes your blog post. But you haven't had to do it and feel frustrated by it. Maybe you want to show up every day online on Reels or TikToks or YouTube Shorts, but you don't do flashy transitions or you don't know how to lip sync or you can't dance. That's fine. You don't have to. You can just talk to the camera for a minute. Or you can just do what I do on Instagram Reels and sit there and have music behind you and then put the text bubbles up with the main points from your podcast episode. There are easier ways to create content. It's just about finding a way that suits you. Maybe your business is too hard at the moment because your business model feels too complicated. Maybe this is the year that you need to spend a bit of time focusing on defining your version of a simpler business. Do you enjoy working one-on-one with just a handful of clients? If so, your offers and your pricing need to align with that. What are you charging? What are you offering? Does that give you a container that suits the way you want to run your business? If you only want to work with 5 clients at a time, then what they're paying needs to equal the amount of money that you want to make while you're working with 5 clients at a time. Maybe what's frustrating about your business is you don't have a signature offer yet. And so you're showing up consistently, but you're not making enough money because you're not making enough offers because you don't have anything to offer yet. Well, in that case, it's a good idea to spend some time this year thinking about creating your version of a signature offer, and an easy way to do that. You might start with a mini course. You might then create a second mini course and a third mini course and bundle them up together, and that's your signature high ticket offer. but you've taken the pressure off creating them. Maybe you don't even need your own offer yet, and you have a system or a tool or a resource or a course that you love, that you have used or taken or experienced yourself, and you can be an affiliate for that and share how good that is with your community and your following. And that's how you're going to make your income. And there are swipe files ready to go, and promotional graphics ready to go, and sales funnels ready to go. And you just need to plug them in to your business. Things really can be that easy. So that's what we're going to do. Going into 2023, we're going to spend some time thinking about how do we make things easier in our business. And then can you see how holistically all of that is a really supportive way to work for the next year ahead? What have I already achieved? Let's celebrate that, because that's going to give away your imposter syndrome. That's going to completely get rid of your comparisonitis. Celebrate what you have achieved so far. Then look at what you want to achieve going forward and start thinking about ways that you can achieve those things. Start thinking about what it's going to feel like when you have achieved those things, or how much you're going to enjoy the journey towards getting there. And that's your manifesting and your abundance taken care of. And then for your ease and flow, we're looking at what frustrates us at the moment and what's an easier way that we can do that. And once you're looking at all of those things together, that's what makes a simpler business. This is going to be a really fun year ahead for you. You're going to really enjoy it. And that's because you're going to get out of your own head. You're going to work on your mindset as much as you work on your systems and processes. And you're going to really hone in on what you enjoy doing in your business and what feels good. And you're going to ditch, delegate, or outsource the things that don't feel good. You're going to define your simpler business model. You're going to create your signature offer. You're going to simplify the way that you sell. You're going to polish up your branding in a way that makes you feel good when you see yourself online. And all of those things, you can do them one step at a time. If you'd like to do them together, we're running the Simpler Business Mastermind from January through to December. And I, of course, would like to invite you to join us there. We'll be covering one focus area every month and setting up your business foundations so that things do flow smoothly for you this year. And you don't have to do it on your own. You can use my templates. You can ask me questions. You can do it self-study, or you can do it live with me, and we can talk twice a month and see each other at our retreat mid-year. Love to have you be part of the mastermind, and I'm really, really excited to support you in running your business this year. Whatever you choose to do going forward, just remember, if you can make it feel good, it's going to work much better. If you can make it feel easier, it's going to be much, much more productive. It's going to be much more abundant. It's going to bring you better results if you can find a way to enjoy what you're doing. So I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a look at the notes that you've made during this soiree celebration that we've had today, and think about what are your next steps going to be. Come on over on Instagram and send me a message and let me know, what did you decide to work on? What are the goals that you want to achieve? How do you feel about the things that you've been thinking about today? And we're going to have a really fantastic time. All right, my lovely, I'm going to go and finish my coffee and have a wonderful day ahead. I hope you have a lovely day or evening or whatever is coming forward for you now. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.